Hi, this is Doug Crow. Welcome to Authors, Influencers, and How Not to Become a Liar. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of authors and influencers who are not really 100% genuine in what they're saying and who they're saying it to. So I want to spend a few minutes to talk to you today about not just becoming the word, authentic and genuine, which is kind of overused nowadays, but truly connecting with who you are and why it might be important to do that for your audience. You see, a lot of people think they've got a story to tell or something important to communicate to their audience. And 9 times out of 10, what they're saying, they've learned from somebody else. And they're merely regurgitating what they've learned. I've had a lot of authors come to me with their big idea. Hey, I've got an idea to become the next Tony Robbins, the next Dale Carnegie. And my response is, well, why would I listen to you? No disrespect, but why not just go to the source? Why would I just go to Tony Robbins or Dale Carnegie or Wallace Wattles for that matter? I go way back on the self-help genre. So it's important to understand that you're not probably saying something totally unique when you're posting that powerful meme or communicating your new strategy for SEO or I've got this great idea as a coach or consultant. Again, no disrespect, but we generally learn from others and pretty much translate or regurgitate what they're saying. So it takes some very serious, deep thought and one key component to differentiate yourself and to be unique. And this one key component can make all the difference in your messaging, in your book, in your blog, and everything you communicate. I'll talk about this one key component in just a minute. But first, I want to talk to you about becoming an author and how that is relevant today as it was 10, 20, 50, 100 years ago. Authors are always perceived as a higher status individual than a non-author. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, to write a book is no easy task. It's certainly easier to publish nowadays. You can, with the click of a mouse, pop a book up on Amazon in a matter of minutes and publish yourself, which is a double-edged sword because now it's so easy, everyone can do it. And because everyone can do it, it's a little bit muddled. It can be very, it dilutes the power of publishing. Traditional publishers will cover on another episode. But self-publishing is very, very popular and easy to do. However, because it is easy and so prolific, it also makes for a lot of noise out there, or I might call it garbage, right? So your message has to be even more unique and carry that one special element we'll talk about in order for it to stand out from the crowd. But becoming an author is still revered as a high-status program, a high-status event in your life, and it will position you higher than somebody who's not an author. Anytime somebody's booked on television or radio or in a magazine, they are generally an influencer of some kind. They've got something important to say, but they've achieved some status. That status could be as an athlete, as a politician, or even a criminal, or sometimes a combination of those two things or three things. So if you're not a politician, a criminal, or an athlete or something, you're probably going to have to be an author to get on TV or radio or in a magazine article. So becoming an author is important because other media channels perceive an author as a higher status person. It's not that you're higher status because you're an author, because there's a lot of them out there. But people will say, oh, you wrote a book. Ah, you're an author. There's always that, you spent a lot of time drooling in front of a computer, which is not necessarily true. So because it's easier, that's a good thing. It's still perceived as high status. That's a great thing. And there's one extra problem that comes into play with this. And this goes back to what we're going to allude to in a moment here, the one special thing that you need to have happen. And that is this. Becoming an author is great and important and probably will benefit your brand and your company. But because you're not the only one doing it, it's important to go one higher notch on that status ladder, and that has become a best-selling author. And that's what we do here at Author Your Brand. We help authors and people who are not authors become number one best-selling authors. That is the pinnacle. There's no zero, right? It's like number 10, number 5, and you're number 1. So becoming a number one best-selling author means you have hit the top of the heap. You are the top authority, an influencer, and an expert in the topic you've established. Unless, of course, your book is crap, or it is common, or it is saying nothing new. So let me tell you what the magic bullet is. The one magic thing you can provide in your manuscript, and even in your blog themes and articles, any other media content that you create, and that is this. You might not have anything brand new and unique to say, all right? It's very difficult, almost impossible, to come up with a brand new idea in the coaching, consulting, media, medical, whatever field you're in. There's not that, unless you're an inventor, right? If you've invented something, that's different. But if you haven't invented a brand new thing, if you don't have any patents to your credit, you're probably regurgitating things. So here's the one thing you can do to set yourself apart and not be the clone of somebody else. And that is this. You must bring your personal, professional, and unique perspective and story to what you're saying. Your unique perspective, experience, and story. If you can do that, you'll resonate with people. I might look at Tony Robbins' stuff. I might hate him. I might think, man, that guy's got big teeth, or I don't like what he's saying because he's just over the top. Maybe you're more quiet about it, and you say something about NLP or something along those lines. But you talk about it from your perspective and your personal experience, how you've experienced it yourself and how it's benefited you or perhaps one of your clients. When you bring your unique perspective to the situation, you've got a brand new story to tell. And yes, it might be a common theme or an element that's been talked about elsewhere, but nobody has experienced your life. Nobody has your perspective. It's yours to own and claim. So the faster and the clearer you can claim your own perspective on your content, the better you'll be perceived, and the better you'll actually get more clients and ideas and prospects and all that stuff you're looking for with your branding. So when it comes to creating your book and your brand, this is a key thing to keep in mind. What are you going to say that nobody else can say? How can you say things that isn't being said by anybody else? And why should somebody take the precious time they have to read your book? What are they going to get out of it? Now, what they're going to get out of it is going to be up to you, and how you're going to measure and monetize that we'll cover in another episode of Author Your Brand. So until then, this is Doug Crow. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Boom! How's that for showtime? I just... Yeah, that was fun, huh? I just dropped the computer.